or doubting MIBR. I don't think there was a huge amount of expectations on Imperial. They do make it through over NRG with a coach through stage 1 on that final day. Jason, I think this game is going to be incredibly tough to call for the reasons our desk highlighted, the fact that it's a domestic matchup to an extent, but I'm interested to see how this one pans out. I do have Imperial having an edge over MIBR just because of the likes of Klim coming in. I think there's a lot of pressure on his shoulders to perform. He's got expectations, and it's his major debut, and he really hasn't had much experience at this level.
Yeah, this map feels like a little bit of a coin toss. The teams that Imperial beat to get through stage 1 were all eliminated in stage 1, so they had they had to get the benefit of some opposition to be able to get here. And MIBR, they've lost their past 5 series in a row.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of roster inconsistency as well for MIBR, having to play events with different players and come to the major with that same scenario. It's Try getting the opening kill.
Okay.
Yep, okay.
Yeah,
the Argentine getting it started in the Brazilian brawl.
Yeah, do or do not. There is no Try. He's got a double kill outside. That's very, very lovely, and that makes things so much easier. You could see MIBR on the back foot playing it passively while everyone gets in a position to try and retake this bomb site. Bomb just gets planted, and now you've got a 2-man stack to deal with.
Yeah, well, we got Kicker going for that peek around the other side of the double doors, but it's going to be no way with no issue as Kicker is gone. So Klim and Exit doing what they can here. Klim will prevent the clean sheet, getting his first kill of the game.
But you have no kit, and you don't have anybody to actually defuse this in any significant way. You can't stick it, so I mean, this is a pistol round for Imperial all day. It'd be a fail of epic proportions if it goes the other direction.
Tap on that defuse, not being stuck at the moment. Klim going to go around the backside. There's another kill for him, picked up on the dual Berettas. Well, the round will fall in favor of Imperial. I think coming into this game, Imperial, was bringing this up on the final day, is just made up of a collection of players that have not quite made it on their tier 1 squads. You know, Skulls and Cello getting to play in Furia, not really getting any great results over there. Skulls also had his time in Liquid, that stand-in situation with FaZe at the last events, last major cycle. Vinny on Furia as well. So I feel like when you look at this team, there's a lot to prove individually for the players. My issue just becomes, how are they going to balance out? How are they actually going to become a team rather than just known individuals?
Sure, and I mean, that comes with time, and obviously it might not be this major from what we've seen so far, but you know, some positive steps go a long way. But you're right, obviously a lot of conversation going to be around Insani, because a lot of the excitement around what Insani can provide has kind of mellowed over the years as the MIBR's like kind of failed to put together a lineup around him that can have success. So this is the next shot at it to bring in some experienced European player and Kicker.
Yeah, I think for Insani it certainly is one of the what-if players. Didn't get to go to the likes of Furia, didn't have an upgrade. He's been in MIBR for so long now at this point. And yeah, never really constructed a deadly team around him. We got Vinny getting flashed in towards main, and minute 5 on the clock, and the first fight starting to ensue. It's going to be Kicker to come out on top of the initial one with a 5-7. Here comes the push from Breno as well.
Oh, did he hear the footstep? Did he hear a footstep? He's looking towards that choke point. Here's the peek. Oh, no head armor. Instant gush from Skulls, even fighting a little bit out towards the CT vent. Gonna tuck himself tight and stay alive over towards Squeak Door. Knows there's likely gonna be a push as Imperial wrap around. Skulls just has to stay alive so the rest of his teammates can get things done, and they will. That's the danger kind of push to the side, and now the upper bomb site wide open. So a second round for Imperial, as Klim is the last one remaining downstairs. Yeah, and I think also in like kind of the interviews we had coming into this game, Skulls brings up the obviously, low-hanging fruit of a point, but it's a very good one of the communication, bringing Kickard and bringing Klim in, and then obviously on the Imperial side, you just kind of get to speak in Brazilian, and there's no communication issues whatsoever. So I think that's going to go a very long way, especially when games get close, especially if this game is going down the stretch into round 24. That ease of communication and pressure moments is significant.
Yeah, and obviously when the pressure increases as well, it's like not speaking in Portuguese is a massive issue, especially when the 2 other players in your team, it's not like they're native English speakers,
yes,
so they're having to think in another language in Russian, and I got to translate that back to English as well. So.
It's like Diet Furia.
Yeah.
Really. What's going on over there?
Yeah. It really is Diet Furia. Maybe even Furia 0.
It's gotten even worse. So 2-0, and that's a second round investment from the MIBR side. So a couple pistols picked up, but nothing to write home about, and Imperial should be able to march towards a third round victory.
Yeah, should get melted away here, no problem. The Imperial 3-0 start on the T side of Nuke is a lovely luxury to have. I mean, you've talked about the CT side already in this competition, Jason, of how tough it can be on the CT side if you're not on the same page, your communication lapses, and we were just talking about the native language situation, and You know, obviously that really affects you on the CT side of Nuke.
It's been a huge factor all through Counter-Strike, and it's only, I think, only gotten like a little bit more intense now that CT sides have now over the years gathered the depth of playbook that T sides have as well, right? Early Counter-Strike wasn't necessarily the case. You could have a few game plans, a few aggressive moves, but you could get away with a lot now.
You mainly played in your default spot.
Yeah, and now it's just like, now it's you got to know so much. But I think the younger and experienced teams and the teams with new rosters and new players coming in, it can be very hard, as we saw with FlyQuest in the last game too. Like, not be able to always have multiple players at the point of attack. It's not an easy thing to organize from the CT side.
No, your T side can be disrupted by that as well. If your opponent has a good CT side, and right now Imperial feeling very good about the start of this game. Just taking the time, not wanting to take any casualties in a round like this either. They want to build as much money as possible.
None of those bullets landed. So
sounded cool though.
Vinny's going to back away. And that's going to be the round. He sees the presence downstairs, doesn't want to mess with it, doesn't care if they save the USPs or the upgraded pistols. So there is that 3-0 start. It'll be interesting to see what MIBR, the strength of this team, and what they're going to be able to actually get done. I mean, they have some interesting pieces that we've seen around as well. Like Breno's been around, and Sana you mentioned already. Kicker we've seen plenty of times. It's just whether that the players are going to be able to actually have the impact we know they can in this kind of scattered team. Easy cleanup. Another one for Vinny. Gonna bust out the Glock and pistol whip Kicker. Klim is the only one remaining. He'll be able to salvage a Galil, likely to go off with the bomb.
We got to cast Imperial's last game of Stage 1, which was against NRG. They lost a lot of the early rounds. They were on T side of Nuke. They lost a lot of early rounds and had to come back. It was, what, 6-1?
Yep.
They were down, and they come back from a 6-1 deficit to win 6 T rounds in total. So we know they have a strong T side in the gun round department. So interested to see if that continues. Obviously, when you're playing against NRG with the coach, and they hadn't played the map yet in the competition, it's hard to really say, okay, that's where Imperial are at. But I think it's fair to say against MIBR. So let's see what we've got in terms of the gun rounds here for Imperial, as finally MIBR have a purchase. And everyone's excited to see how Klim's going to play with the AWP.
Well, he's gotten started off very well. First off shot at his first major is a kill onto Cello. 5-on-4 for the MIBR defense. Yeah, Imperial's T-side did get cooking in that game against NRG in the last stage. Now they get the benefit of, you know, getting to play from the front and see if you can get the same production out of your T-side. This round gets a little bit more difficult with the loss of Cello, so 4 versus 5, and they're still kind of just staying passive and staying back. A little bit of utility looking like it's lined up into the upper bomb site.
Klim, aggressive, changed up his position, more impact from Klim's AWP straight away as soon as it's come out. That's exactly what you want to see for MIBR. Let's see what Klim can do. He's backing away now into the site, changed up his position again. Could be a third kill here for Klim, offered up. He's going to go and grab it on Vinny just around this corner, missed shot, under pressure, gets away, just about gets away behind Tetris, now getting pushed from Hut, needs his teammates to help him. Klim's finally down, and Try got both of those kills on the A bomb site. Unfortunate stuff that for MIBR towards the early advantages unravel. Breno walking up the ladder is a big risk, but he doesn't push over the top yet. He's waiting for Exit to make a move up the ladder as well, but this one is in the vent.
Yeah, Vinny just getting into Hut with that AWP and saying, good luck planting the bomb, that's all you have. Breno with the kit as this retake begins, but Try in the tough position.
Try down in the side. Oh my god, big spin up again from Try. And he's looked incredible in this round. 3 super important kills. This just brought this back completely for
Imperial. That's the kit in heaven as well.
Exit just jumping down, time's taking. Can't win this one. Vinny picks up the AWP to close, and Imperial can celebrate that because Klim had put MIBR in a great position with the AWP, and Try pulls it back.
Yeah, that's a 5-on-3 drop by MIBR. Klim does everything. The rookie with those opening 2 kills puts him in such a nice position, but every fight fails from there on. Klim will probably feel responsible with that missed shot out towards Squeak Door, but just a lovely 2 versus 4 pieced together from Try and Vinny to get the final kill. And Imperial keep on winning, 4-0. Early timeout called as well for MIBR. Don't hate it. You can understand why. I mean, this is a team that's going to have to put some things together in this stage again. Getting to skip to this point. Imperial's already been here playing. with all the upheaval in the roster, with all the tough results recently, there's been a lot of moving pieces, I would imagine, within the MIBR camp of who's playing where, of how we handle different situations. So a refresher likely from the coach early on to stay calm and remember what they practiced and remember what they talked about and focused on. And we get going into round 5. MIBR's busted out that Brazilian buy that we had at the early stages of CS2.
That's true. The MP9's coming out in a round like this where you leave some money left over for a better purchase down the line, but this could be too deep of a hole to take yourself out of if you're MIBR, if you don't watch yourself. Imperial going to be 5-0 up most likely at the end of this one. And Cello makes it across towards Secret as he passes with those smokes.
There's one player downstairs already, so despite the fact they don't necessarily have information, they have just shifted someone to be honest about it. MP9 on the other side. That's Insani. But Cello's mostly just a distraction. Presence here where gives Imperial some options down the stretch if they need them. Utility spent outside. Vinny's going to make the jump. Sees the scout over at the single box, but can't do anything about it. Klim's looking sharp.
Yeah, he is. On both snipers now. AWP and scout. Klim finding impact. Cello caught down his teammate in Insani, though. Skulls with one extra here for the T side. Down lower, Cello's found a bullet to the brain thanks to Kicker. And with 45 seconds remaining on this clock, it's all of a sudden a 3v3, and Skulls has taken significant damage. He's 25. And we've got Klim, who switched out from that scout to an AK-47. Can he do it on the rifle as well? He waits in the lockers. Skulls ready to punish, and Klim shows him just a little bit, baits them into it. No way, walks into Klim's rifle. Finally down by Skulls. And it's a 2v2 with 20-odd seconds left. We've got Kicker waiting in the control room, and he controls try, no issue. Skulls have limited health with no way really into this round.
I felt like there were a couple different ideas Imperial's trying to pull off in the 3 versus 3. Looked like applying pressure towards ladder. You get that kill 1 for 1. I thought maybe you just climb up and attack the upper bomb site, but having try and clear the lower bomb site with the AWP, not effective. No time for the plant. Skulls is going to go down after the time. Good kill from Kicker, smart play, no bonus money for Skulls, gonna hurt the cash flow of Imperial.
That's gonna be frustrating for Imperial. 5-0 lead, look teed up, but Klim, he's doing it on all kinds of weapons today. Kicker doing a decent job down there as well, so the international imports into MIBR finding success for them in this round. And honestly, Klim is showing us what we've been looking for.
Yeah, early returns. Yeah, he's hit the shots that have been put in front of him. Nothing too crazy quite yet out of Klim, but solid in just what he's been presented with. Timeout now for MIBR, second one called out of a victory, so putting a lot of importance on stringing rounds together and building this into a strong CT side, but a big risk in terms of your ability to be involved in the conversation and help the team get out of tough spots down the road.
Yeah, I just wanting to maximize the amount of success on this T side, and obviously they've still got a very good buy for this. So may fumble the previous round, but if you can bounce back straight away, you won't be too disappointed by it whatsoever. Just keep that hurt on MIBR. Klim once again back to the AWP. Took a break from it in the last round due to the economic factor of the game. Didn't stop him from finding impact. Now searching outside. Keeping himself far enough away that his toes can't be spotted from Vinny on top of Silo. Here comes Breno up through Secret.
Way more players to contend with outside this round, though. It's not just Cello lurking. 3 down at the red box, 1 up on top of the Silo. That's Vinny. Molotov to delay any kind of a cross. Breno's going to start peeking up over the flames. Some utility coming into the upper bomb site, so they want to pull attention that direction. And Breno, it lures him into the trap. They were ready and waiting. And now MIBR, have they put it together yet? It seems like they're slow to react, but this attack is going elsewhere.
Yeah, Klim going to connect on a try. The barrel spot as he creeps around the corner. 55 seconds left. Exit his drop down to try and help out. And that Secret push forward, no way, so much further ahead from his teammate who never swings in an attempt to trade. The spacing not good enough, but still some way. It's Vinny fighting their way back into the round. It's a 2v3. The round's within touching distance. Can Cello find success up the vent?
No, not like this. You got to let your teammate try and get up and clear that out for you. Vinny's going to be wrapping around.
Oh, will he catch Klim?
25 seconds. Yeah, he's got to speed up the play if he wants to chase down Klim, so not going to, but now he's got to help Cello climb up the vents.
Oh my god, Vinny, that's such an important kill. He dodges the scope of Klim as well, who's arriving a little bit too late to find impact here. So Cello is going to put that bomb down, and it comes into a retake scenario for MIBR.
Where do they place the Molotov? Up towards heaven, you think? Yeah, going to buy yourself some time, not have to worry about that point of attack, but now you're stuck inside the bomb site. Where's Vinny gotten off to? How are they going to set up in this post plant? 2 versus 2.
Yeah, Klim through main. Exit trying to get in position to come up through heaven. Eventually, Flash going to be going in, but it's banged off the wall. There's Exit over the top. Cello with a headshot. Now Klim 1v2. Can't really do too much about this with the AWP. It's not the weapon for the job to retake the A bomb site with such limited time left on that defuse. So he's out of there, and we see Imperial pull this back. In fact, we see Vinny pull this back.
Yeah, that's, I mean, look, 2 rounds, Imperial have been put in a really rough place and claw back into it. Well done from Vinny. He was a part of the last 2 before they converted as well. Mistake from Klim on the flashbang bouncing off the wall. That would have been the perfect flash to activate his teammate from heaven. That might have actually created something interesting. But that second timeout that was meant to build this into a second round win in a row goes to waste. Indeed, another 2 versus 4 for Imperial entirely. And that's got to be frustrating for MIBR. They could be in a much better position. They could actually have a pretty big lead if they were able to convert the 4-on-2s they've given themselves.
At least they saved the AWP into this round. They've got rifles around it. But lose this, money's drained, and we see Imperial start to build up an almost unbreakable T-side. We've got Skulls coming in first. It's a great kill, but Insani, really important work done from him. A double kill, but he's gone, and so are the rest of his teammates, as it's just Klim left. Again, a scenario that doesn't look all that likely for him, and Vinny's just waiting for that ramp push. That has got to feel frustrating if you're MIBR.
Yeah, I think unfortunately this is the part of the game where like MIBR has put up such a good fight up to this point and actually had a few rounds where they've been in such a strong position, but you combine, you know, this economic issue they're going to start having creep up with this round win from Imperial with 2 4v2s that they've lost already in this game, and I think that's going to be really, really easy to top over this like mentality that MIBR brings in. This is where I think you're going to see them start getting really frustrated and struggle. And this is a timeout from Imperial. Okay, I was going to say that would be the last timeout from MIBR if they were the ones to call it. But Imperial give them a little bit of a reprieve, a conversation they want to have themselves.
Yeah, just trying to figure out, okay, well, this is the amount of damage that we've done over the last few rounds. This is a save here, save there. What kind of buy might they have coming into a round like this?
Yeah, let's go. We can.
Imperial 6-1 up. And they've got MIBR on the ropes here. You know, 6 rounds already on the T side. They've matched what they output against NRG.
You're sitting pretty if you're Imperial, especially considering you got 5 more rounds to rack a few more on the board.
Yeah.
And it doesn't look like they're going to slow down too much.
There's a good kill from Cello. That's outside on Insani. An opening kill in favor of Imperial.
Kickert's brought low in the upper bomb site with some smoke spam as well, so all advantages towards MIBR.
And Insani had a double kill in the last round. That's 2 of his 3 kills that he's got throughout this map so far. Breno yet to get a kill. Just not been a whole lot of fragging output here from MIBR. And just going to stabilize here Imperial with the opening.
Well, they also know they've put the pressure on the defense to make the move, right? Like you're either going to set up in passive, you know, back towards the bomb site where a lot of real estate is available for Imperial to work with, or you're going to move for an information play or an aggressive play to try and bring the round back in favor. Imperial's going to be prepared for both, and they're just going to walk right in through main. Klim, the only defense up top, and he's gone.
Yeah, Klim, not a fan of that. So we've got Imperial all over them at this point. Bomb plant going to be secured. That'll win the round. And we got a 7-1 scoreline T-side Nuke. A lot of people talking about MIBR being a potential 0-3 here at this stage of the major. And I think that is frustrating for MIBR to be in that position because they're making moves to try and obviously elevate their team, and they've gone international. They've picked up Klim on a loan from G2 areas, and you've got Kickered in, so you're trying to bring some of that experience and go. And you're no longer speaking in Portuguese, so that's a massive compromise to make, Jason. And if you don't see a huge step up in performance going international, is it worth going and stop speaking Portuguese?
Well, I think that's going to be the judgment made from MIBR after whatever their run at the Major is, right? Like, you put this lineup together for the Major and you kind of target that and say, we'll reassess when we see where the dust settles after all things in Budapest. I think Imperial would have been another good, decent candidate that people had for an 0-3.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tough decision to make when
honestly,
they play each other.
Yeah, I think a lot of people just put MIBR and Imperial. Yeah, because either whoever loses this is like, come on, it's tier 3. Well, anybody who put Tyloo, well, they're feeling the sting today, Jason.
Yeah, they really are.
Well, looking forward to seeing what this buy works out for MIBR, or if it works out, rather. We've got rifles out across the board again around this AWP. We've got to start seeing some more output from them right now.
Pretty chill opening from Imperial to start things out. Until I just say that, in which case they drop all the fire inside the upper bomb site. But it's a one-man commitment to be a fake. With no production, nobody gets pulled away. Finally a kill back for the Imperial side of things. Again, playing with the man disadvantage, but that hasn't been much of a problem for them throughout this half. Try is alone with the bomb, though. Actually, excuse me, Noe's just behind him.
Yeah, Try just charging through the rafters now. Klim, side of his body spotted. Try just clears him out from the defense. Dude. What is happening today? Try is just shutting everybody down. Every fight he is winning, even the ones that don't look like he should even have a chance in them. Try is killing absolutely everything that appears on his screen. It is beastly from Try until finally he meets his match and exit in the vent. That would have been the ace if Try had pulled that off, but round's already done thanks to him, and Skulls has got the kill here on exit. There is no exit. It's just death. And this just becomes almost impossible to see a world in which MIBR will do enough in the second half to pull this back.
I'm surprised, considering the scoreline, that wasn't an attempted clutch. He didn't go for the 1v2. Could have, you know, go challenge and see what you have. I think the money is in a situation where they can't really buy anyway, so might have been worth just going for it and seeing if you can create some magic. But it's clear MIBR have been knocked out of their game and knocked out of their mentality. And I would imagine another timeout, the final timeout burned from MIBR to try and get it back.
You know, we often talk about these domestic matchups becoming brawly, hard to predict, close battles. It's anything but. It's just incredibly controlled, one-sided here from Imperial. And again, just a reminder, this is happening on the T side of Nuke. So the fact you're already 8-1 up with a very likely 9th or even 10th round coming in here, it's tough to see a world in which MIBR are even going to be competitive at any point throughout this opening game.
Especially when they're just losing to like Try, just full sprinting down and headshotting. Yeah. It's not like they're getting, I mean, they have been outplayed strategically. They have been outmaneuvered on the map, but at a certain extent, when someone just runs into your face and blows your head off like that, that's makes you so sad. Makes you feel like there's nothing you can do. Round 10. AWP is back in the hands of Klim. But they haven't been giving him as many clean looks as he got in the first few gun rounds. And silence on the map. It's a very cautious and laid-back round from Imperial. They might just kind of be trying to get ahead of any kind of call from MIBR to get aggressive, to throw a lobby crunch into the mix to try and change the nature of this game. They want to see if MIBR is going to be motivated to get a little bit crazy. And as nothing's happened, as we pass the 50-second mark, they start lining up some utility and start executing their plan of attack. This would force out the last of any counter utility that MIBR would have had, but not a single player has any grenades to work with on the defensive side of things.
Mollies to the back of the site. It's going to force Klim to get hot and heavy inside.
Oh my God.
Right beside him. They have nowhere to run and nowhere to hide, and they can't even fight as Cello cleaves away both of the defenders of the A bomb site. It's done. It's over, and there is absolutely no mercy.
Throw in the towel, man. This is cooked.
It is wild. to see this game be so one-sided on Nuke today. Well, Imperial showing us that they've got Nuke in their map pool, Jason. It's looking very comfortable for them.
Skull's just showing a little leg. Looks like they want to be ruthless. They want to take this last AK-47 away from Exit, make sure he has no sense of anything positive. Good shot there onto Cello. Got one more over in secret to find. It's Vinny who pre-fires the angle and still can't win it. Bomb goes off and all Exit survives. 2 HP.
Well, if there's something that Imperial definitely have, it's firepower. They have a lot of options for that. It's just kind of figuring out the best ways to use that when you go up against tougher and tougher opponents. But currently, at the level of MIBR against an opponent at the level of MIBR, that firepower is enough.
The spam onto Kickert's position, just an easy opening kill. An easy way of eliminating one member of that defense. And the odds just keep getting worse for MIBR to make any kind of a comeback in this half. 8-round deficit, and you're fighting with mostly pistols.
Oh, Vinny with the audible. And Sani now looking over towards the top of main. He can spot Vinny coming off the back of one of those generators. But Cello's made it his way all the way towards the garage, and he's in behind. So this is going to be quite easy for Cello, you would imagine, to drop Insani, who has got the read and has turned back. And in fact, it is anything but easy for Cello to get that kill as he whiffs the spray. And Insani gets the opening here for MIBR.
Yeah, very sloppy spray. Now where does Imperial try and find an equalizing kill? Again, they've been so good at recovering 4v5s in this game. Disadvantages all over the place they've come out on top of.
That AK-47 is a poison chalice. You know, you go towards it, you're going to die. Try's just holding for it. So, yeah, and Insani does well to get the one kill, wants the AK a little bit too much and puts himself in harm's way. So it ends up being a 4v4 off the back of that.
As long as Imperial doesn't forget to pick up the bomb outside of the lobby, I think they should be fine in this round. Flashbang in towards main, a good drop down from Vinny, sees that it's clear. Skulls is going to back away to recover the bomb. 35 seconds left on the clock. Chaotic spray from Vinny, can't connect. He wants that kill and he's found it.
Well, 29 seconds. Here come Imperial for the finish. Exit still winning at the back of the side. Great shot from No Way.
Flank is quick though. Yeah. Breno can do it.
Breno is in behind quite rapidly here, but then No Way turns for that as well. Vinny to follow up, and pure domination from Imperial.
MIBR actually won the last series these two teams played, a best of 5. Back at the beginning of October. But 2 months makes a big difference apparently, because they are getting outclassed in every aspect of the game here on Nuke.
Clume with one good go left in this half of the AWP. He's going to be peeking up towards top silo. Smokes out here for Imperial, letting Cello move with him again. He got into a good position early into the previous round, just couldn't capitalize on his chance to drop Insani and the clearance of those smokes. The nade just goes a little bit too deep. Not effective here from MIBR, but a great start, at least from Kicker. Good shot
nice
from
shot.
Klim.
Yeah, lovely one from Klim, traded off right back, and there's another one from Kickert. So, massive advantage for MIBR, and surely you can't lose this one. They've already lost 2 4-on-2s in this half.
You can't have another one,
It won't be
Jason.
3.
You can't. You can't have a third one. Surely not. Try goes to the deagle. He goes down, misses his op shot, and No Way's going to try a 1v4 here with a minute left on the clock. No bomb in his possession. It'll be a second round picked up for MIBR, but 2 on the CT side of Nuke is definitely not enough. They haven't really.
Especially when you consider MIBR had 6 opening kills in this half. They found themselves advantages 6 times and have only converted 2 of them.
And that's just more to your point of the amount of 2v4s, or 4v2 rather, that they've lost. All right, well, see what No Way can do. He's going to give it a go. Again, reminder, no bomb on his back, so this isn't going to be happening. It's just about style points, and Exit doesn't even allow 1 extra kill. So a second round picked up for MIBR. It is pure domination from Imperial in this first half, as they are looking to start off stage 2 with a win over Made in Brazil. Welcome back to the StarLadder Major live from Budapest. It is currently Imperial leading the way heavily over MIBR. We thought this could be a close game, Jason. We thought this could be down to the wire, but MIBR have failed to show up here in Budapest.
Yeah, really. Usually the battles between two Brazilian teams just gets a little bit weird. The regional matchup always creates some chaotic situations, but not today, not in this one, where Imperial, coming out of their Stage 1 qualification, has just established dominance on Nuke, and there's no other way to describe it, really. MIBR get knocked out of their game early, and it's all been an attempted recovery since then. Pistol round for Imperial would be a very fast close to this best of one.
That's a good start, though, for Try, who has just been a bit of a bulldozer throughout this entire map. Vinny also assisting in following up, and the advantages for Imperial. Ball may have gone down, but the retake is looking likely. Flashes through heaven. Retake looking successful. It is just Breno left in the site, fighting too many angles. Imperial comfortably collect the pistol round to kick off this second half.
Yeah, I like the nice early retake attempt off the kill from Try. Chuck the flashbang in fast just as soon as the bomb goes down, and you're not giving MIBR any opportunity to get themselves in good positions, strong positions to defend against the defuse. And that might be the sign. That might be the first step towards just a really easy mop-up down the stretch. It's now 11-2 for Imperial, and they have the economic advantage, obviously. You expect the second round bye with the bomb plant for MIBR. MAC-10s, Tech-9s, 1 Galil on Kicker. And if I'm Imperial coming into this round in freestyle, I'm just like, guys, drop everything you got, hot squeak door. Just make sure we don't lose to an upper bust.
And you know MIBR's strategies will be limited in a round like this. MIBR about to suffer map point against them. Exit will hold the utility. A couple of smokes dropped at his feet. Ready to send them outside. And we'll deploy both of them. And Sani and Kicker already at the red box. Break of the smoke is early and also ineffective. They wait out the second nade as well, not moving on the first wave. It's not moving on the first opportunity. Cello's already rotated down via the vent.
Bomb is crossing towards Secret as well. Cello's just going to go for the jump spot with a very deep angle. Now this will give MIBR access to shift up the vents if the opportunity presents itself with his upper bomb site utility being chucked out, but Cello is going to just make sure he holds on to the lower site.
Whoa, that double door was swung wide open, and Exit has come straight through on towards Cello. Oh, a great second kill from Exit as well. It's now Try coming back through the ramp, and Sani dueling him with the MAC-10, trying to keep him busy and jumping up through the sky. That bomb is loose, and Imperial giving fights over to MIBR to get them back into it.
Overly confident, giving him all the fights you would want if you have a MAC-10 or a Tech-9, stepping in close for those duels and not even allowing the crossfires to get triggered, the traps that you've laid to be sprung. So nice round win for MIBR. Some poor fight selection, in my opinion, from the Imperial side of things, but they're up 11-2, so yeah, you're feeling yourself a little bit. Now the lead is cut to 8. Hard time imagining MIBR coming back on the T side, though.
Oh yeah, it's almost impossible to believe in. But at least make the scoreline look a little bit more respectable, I guess, on the way out the door here. But I think in this round, is Imperial feeling like they can do no wrong? You can understand the confidence to try and take individual fights?
Definitely in this game, for sure.
Yeah.
Just banging his head against the floor. Bomb goes off, 11-3. A little bit of life in MIBR. All these teams this morning that we've seen play are going to have a second best of one later on this afternoon or this evening. So for MIBR, even just any little bit of fight, any stretch of rounds that you can cling onto and hold onto for the conversation between your games today is going to be good.
All right, just don't lose to a round like this, right? You've got one rifle for No Way, pistols on the rest of Imperial. MIBR hoping they can take a fourth round. These rounds can always get a little bit messy, get a bit freaky.
They can. We saw earlier Na'Vi choose to save in their second round after losing the pistol when they had a big lead. Obviously, Imperial's gone with the other philosophy, which is just kind of sticking to the textbook of, you know, you lose that round and you just kind of go for the force buy because of the double save. Could take away a gun round from them in this stretch if MIBR does make this a believable comeback. They've at least cleared out lobby and have information. Breno waiting very, very far back on the roof. And if Imperial just get kind of outplayed and outmaneuvered on this map and around like this with all the kind of all the shifts they're making on the defense and the way MIBR is wrapping around outside, you'll just save a lot of these weapons and try again in the next round. If Vinny wins this fight, Imperial's not going to shift the stack downstairs.
Oh, he wins the fight. And an AK picked up. We're going to see the jump spot here from Try as well. This is exactly what Imperial want. They're coming in towards that 5-7. Try just couldn't get away, or rather couldn't get some success on that 5-7. Skulls his turn. Oh, they just walk out though. And they clear the rafters. I think they're very confused about that, especially No Way. CZ arrives. Cello needs a second. Couldn't get it. And so MIBR do withstand.
You had the right idea if you're Imperial. But once again, you're not making plays to spring the trap whatsoever. One player solo fighting inside, Decon goes down, and then instead of a 3-man stack at the bomb site, it's only 2, and just misdirection going every which way. Really surprising kill from Vinny. I think Kickert fell as soon as he starts shooting. No Way never expected Insani to run that pathing. And MIBR keep clawing back, now within 7 rounds, and a lack of funds and money for the Imperial defense, so on pistols only.
Good shot from Insani. That's going to be Try hitting the deck, and a good start for MIBR.
Look, I'd like to see a timeout from Imperial after this round.
Yeah, ahead of the next gun round.
Yeah, just like have the conversation, get Zach in there, tons of experience as a coach behind the team. I mean, take this time out. I know you still have a big lead at 11-5, you know, when you eventually lose this one, but it's got to be the conversation of, you know, we've had our fun rounds. Everyone's had their chance to kind of go for a kill and make an aggressive play and kind of be the star of the show. It's time to just settle back and play the team Counter-Strike that we did in the first half and just close this out quickly. Because remember, that one best of one later on today, I know it's just 2 best of ones, but get through this quickly and easily. Don't make it stressful. Don't have to burn any more energy than you have to. And just get ready and prepare yourself for the next game. So I think Imperial, after this round, they need to have a conversation and lock in and make sure MIBR don't get any idea or any feeling that they're good enough to come back on Nuke.
There goes Breno and Insani, and the default pistols fall to the wayside as expected. It is a 5th round for MIBR, and we will see if Imperial decide to go for that timeout here and now. You know, either way, you can understand if you would decide to just let them play on as well, Jason. I mean,
sure.
It's been going so swimmingly for them. But yeah, absolutely. You just want to wrap this one up. Don't let MIBR back into this anymore.
There's value in the preemptive timeouts, Dinko.
Oh, there absolutely is.
Yeah. You have to be able to settle the boys down before it gets too crazy, and MIBR is now put...
It's prevention rather than sort of fixing the cause, right? Then
yeah.
You go.
And they put 3 rounds in a row on the board, so MIBR is starting to feel like they're building into something. Try has his AWP, 17 kills, 9 deaths to lead the server.
He started down lower. Having a look for that vent pop. They're worried about the vent drop being a possibility here. And Sonny, he's going to be crossing outside with the smokes. That second smoke comes in, and he can feel comfortable now to move towards Secret. But the problem is, if he keeps going, look who's waiting for him.
Yeah, is he going to jiggle this, or is he going to walk right into it?
Surely it's a jiggle. And it doesn't matter. He goes into the peak eventually. Try to win it. Doesn't fall for any of those little jiggles. Doesn't bait the shot out. And an opening kill here for Imperial.
Downloaded the timing, the beat of that jiggle peak, and was just ready for the next one. 2 players outside hut. 1 player in Secret. There's 2 defenders downstairs as well. This defense isn't the strongest it could be. 2 players inside the bomb site. Molotov in hand. When there's any indication the attack is forthwith, he's just going to drop the flames. commit to a fight and bait himself so Vinny can mop things up.
Oh, it's got to be great here from MIBR on the finish. They move out with 30 seconds on the clock. The rifle's not ready. Utility in their hands, and that is a terrible hold from Imperial. Kicker clearing out the site, but try. He can pull it back, and he absolutely is looking like he will. 2 back on the AWP, and try just isn't stopping. Eradicating them time and time again. He missed out on the ace earlier. He won't miss out on it this time. That is the death sentence sent to MIBR.
Well, they needed it. Lovely performance from Try off the vent, saving the day. The upper defense just gets demolished, but the off is so impactful. Here's the opening kill onto Insani testing downstairs. From here, Try recovers everything. Quick shot on the follow-up. Breno goes down, and that's a thing of beauty on the kicker.
Counter-terrorists win.
Yeah, hype the boy up. Ace and stage 2 of the Major. Imperial with 7 rounds to close out this map and start their stage 2 campaign 1-0.
Missed shot from Try. Gonna go again. Utility on him. Has to get away. And now they know where the AWP is, and he's just not missing too much today. A wallbang connecting as well. That's Bruno's health cut to half.
Try's going to be patient with it, reloading the AWP. No one's swinging for anything just yet. All 5 players in ramp room. So you're going to descend downstairs. You've got 1 player, Skulls, playing on top of the rafters behind the silo in the lower bomb site. The second player is going to come down and work the control side. That's Cello.
Skulls waiting just behind the silo. It's not so clean in the first couple of bullets, but is able to recover it nonetheless, and they line up for him. Skulls could shut this down. Oh, he's handling business. Skulls looking good. Finally taken off the back. It's a 4K from Skulls that should end this. Insani coming back. The Brazilian goes down to no way. They call this a Brazilian battle, but it is Try who shows what Argentina is all about, and he makes sure this one doesn't get messy.
Yeah, just an incredible performance. 22 kills for Try. Skulls shows some of that classic, his trademark aim in that last round as well. A quad kill for him and his biggest performance of the map, but that's all Imperial, start to finish. MIBR, nothing to say about Nuke.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for MIBR to come into the Major this slow. That first half just not